Hari Om, everyone. Welcome to Guruvayoor Temple of Brampton and KHNA's lecture series. Our topic for tonight is Bhagavad Gita and Neuro Linguistic Programming presented by Jayasree Ji. Let us start with an invocation prayer. Om. 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 Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Shri Guru Pyom Namaha. Hari Om. Jayasree Ji is an accomplished neuro-linguistic programming master practitioner and counselor, personal success coach, and a corporate trainer. She is a lecturer by profession with 23 years of teaching and 11 years of industry experience. Her self-developed life transformation program, The Bliss Now, has inspired and empowered almost 5,000 participants from around the world. She is currently authoring a book, Atmanirbhar Bharat, using Bhagavad Gita as a self-help guide. Welcome, Jayasree Ji, and over to you.
Thank you, Arjun. So, Namaste. I'm very much honored, humbled, and privileged and fortunate to participate in this series of talks conducted by Guruvayoor Temple, Canada, Brampton, and KHNA. It is such a wonderful experience to share the glories of the Lord, to praise His glory. That itself is a great fortune for any devotee. So, let me go to the Gita Dhyana Shlokam. Om Shri Krishna Paramatmane Namaha. Srimad Bhagavad Gita Dhyanam. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Krititam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshiniim Bhagavatim Ashtadashaധ്യായിനീം Ambatvamanusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshini Namostu te Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Hullara Vindayata Patra Netra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajwalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vetraika Panaye Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gita Mritaduhe Namaha Sarvopanishado Gavo Dotha Gopala Nandanaha Partho Vatsas Sudhir Bhokta Duktham Gita Mritam Mahat Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramartanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Bhishmadrona Jayadratha Jala Gandhara Nilopala Shalyagrahavati Krupena Vahani Karnena Velakula Ashwathama Vikarna Ghora Makara Duryodhana Vartini Sutirna Khalu Pandhavairana Nadi Kaivartaka Keshavaha Parashadya Vajas Saroja Mamalam Gitartha Gandhotkadam Nana Jnanaka Kesaram Harikatha सम्बोधनाबोधितं लोके सज्जन षट्पदैरहरहः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारत पङ्कजं कलिमलप्रध्वंसि न श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्रमरुद स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवै वेदैः साङ्कपदक्रमोपनिषदै गायन्ति यं सामगा ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः इति ध्यानम्. Let me offer my pranams at the lotus feet of Bhagavan. Sri Purnatra Ishan Sharanam, where I started my Bhagavad Gita Prabhashana for the first time. And then Kodungalur Amma Sharanam, Kodungalur Devi Temple. Then Hare Krishna Guruvayoorappa in Guruvayoor Temple, Melpattur Auditorium. And Satsangam in Sri Padmanabha Swami Kshetram, Sri Padmanabha Swami Sharanam. And I am eagerly waiting for the darshan of Guruvayoor Temple, Brampton, Guruvayoorappan. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. With blessings from Guru Parampara, I am sharing the tiny little bit of knowledge which I have acquired in such a short time as Manava Seva, Madhava Seva. Speaking, praising, singing the glory of Bhagavan is the greatest fortune any devotee can ever have in life. So today's topics are Bhagavad Gita and Neuro Linguistic Programming, which we will be referring as NLP, and the correlation between Bhagavad Gita and NLP. So we all know that we have a rich heritage, scriptures and profound wisdom. We have evergreen, ever relevant scriptures on knowledge base across any field. Vedas, Puranas, followed by books for all segments that include mathematics, science, medicine, surgery, legal duty, social sciences, life sciences, astronomy, etc. And Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Yoga Vasishtam, Ashtavakra Gita are a few of them. For each context, we have a scripture. For example, Ashtavakra Gita was a dialogue between King Janaka and sage Ashtavakra. So Janaka, king, was saturated with all the blessings, all the fortunes in life. Still, he was feeling something lacking in his life. So he wanted to know what more. He didn't feel content. He didn't feel full. So then Ashtavakra sage came and taught him. And that was Ashtavakra Gita. What is Bhagavad Gita? For a depressed, for a confused, for a stressed mind, Lord Krishna transforms such a mind into a success coached or trained mind. Come what may, I'm going to face it. Come what may, I'm going to make it big in my life. So that is the clarity and confidence you get when you read Bhagavad Gita to achieve success in life. And Yoga Vasishta, you can see that as a teenager, Lord Rama was depressed. We may wonder how Bhagavan can feel depressed. If Bhagavan is depressed, what is our hope? Then he cannot be Bhagavan. Some people may doubt it. But then that is Bhagavad Leela. So we have environmental science, disaster management classes, mock drills all going on. in schools, colleges, training institutes, how to face disaster. So that is preparation. That is getting equipped before something unpleasant happens in life. You should be prepared to face it. So here Bhagavan comes as guru or a teacher who will teach us, see how I have managed it. Sita Mata is showing how to face such a challenging situation. Lord Rama is showing us, Lord Krishna is showing us how to face adversities in life so that we are prepared for it. When we buy a TV, when we buy a new gadget, we have to refer to the manual in the beginning itself, not when it gets obsolete. Same with life also. At a young age, we must know how life will take its twists and turns and all the surprises. Sometimes it may be pleasant, sometimes it may be challenging, may not be so pleasant. So how to tackle challenges, how to face problems and turn it into solutions or opportunities. So this is exactly what Bhagavan comes as avataram and teaches us. Bhagavan is not living a goody-goody, all rich, all fortunate life. When we look at Lord Krishna's life, we can see that he has demonstrated how to face adversities in life with a broad smile and unshaken mind. So that is modeling. We'll come to that later. So just let us remember that for each context, we have a scripture. Such a heritage, such a huge library of holy texts we have. And I feel so proud to inherit it. And I want to share that, happiness of this rich heritage with youngsters as well. Okay. And so in psychology, we are self-reliant for self-healing through the study of our scriptures and our purposeful association with temples and places of worship. Okay. So this is a brief introduction about our scriptures. So what is Bhagavad Gita very much specialized as? It is self-healing, self-organizing and self-energizing through Bhagavad Gita. 6th chapter, 5th shloka is very famous. Uddharedatmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet atmaiva khatmano bentur atmaiva riburatmanaha. Let a man raise himself by himself. Let him not lower himself. For he alone is the friend of himself. He alone is the enemy of himself. See what a profound statement it is. Bhagavad Gita is not asking us to look at your family, look at your teachers, look at the society. Bhagavad Gita is asking us to be self-reliant. So that is very much possible with Bhagavad Gita, study of Bhagavad Gita. So we are just examining a few shlokas in Gita to see how it is possible. So when Bhagavan says this, he is giving a promise. He is giving a commitment. Then it has to be true. It has to be possible through Bhagavad Gita. Yes or no? I hope you are all agreeing with me. When Bhagavan says something, when Bhagavan says, Yogakshemam Vahamyaham, period, no dispute further. He will take care of the devotee. All the devotees are living examples of Yogakshemam Vahamyaham. All the true devotees. Okay, so I'm not going through this, the introductory text here, because we all know that. Only that the session is for connecting to the psychologist in Gita. So Bhagavad Gita, it's a standard law procedure manual for self-help. So what is a standard law procedure manual? We will have some input. For example, for a computer programmer, we know that when you do a computer program, you have some input data, you have a program to process that input data, and you have the output. You get the result when you execute the program. Similarly, when you go through Bhagavad Gita, you can transform the input mind to the output mind. So what is the input mind here? Depressed mind, stress, anxiety, lack of clarity. Isn't it? Arjuna's mind is the input to this process of Gita. What is the output? A mind with clarity and confidence, well set for liberation from misery and success mindset. Do you agree with me, Arjuna? Arjun, do you agree with me? I am very happy that when Arjun is here. So the input is depressed mind, output is liberated mind. Okay. We'll move on to the next slide. So what is NLP? Neuro Linguistic Programming, emerged in 1970s most prominently by the work of John Grinder and Richard Bandler. It continues to expand and envelop various fields of human performance and excellence, proving to be very effective in psychotherapy, leading to fast result and propelling change for excellence in the client using various NLP strategies and tools. And there are many tools in NLP like anchoring, rapport building, reframing, etc. Okay. And it's all used for modeling, the most important foundation of NLP. What is modeling? A child is modeling father or mother. A teenage boy may be modeling Sachin Tendulkar if he wants to become a good cricket player. A beginner in movies, whether it is acting or direction or whatever it is, maybe modeling an expert in that particular domain. So that is modeling. So salient features of NLP is non-content and the change is more permanent, and the fast therapy using language and body postures. We'll come to that. Very interesting. Okay. So let us see chapter 1, shloka 1. Dhritarashtra uvacha. Arjuna Vishada Yogana. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre samavedayuyutsava mamaka pandhavashaiva kimakurvata sanchaya. What is the last sloka in 18th chapter? Shloka 78. Sanjaya says, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurthara, Tatra Shrir Vijayo Bhutir, Dhruvani Tirmatir Mama. So Bhagavad Gita starts with Dharma and concludes with Mama. So in Sanskrit, you can use it like, Mama Dharma. Mama Dharma means my Dharma. Okay. So when I say my Dharma, I must know who I am. So who are you or me? So we all have cars, right? We have a car, at least one car. In US and Canada, almost everyone has a car. So when we say car, it's an entity, it's an object. We call it, we have given it as a name, car. But we all know that a car has many parts or components. It has an engine, it has wheels, it has steering wheel, it has seats, coolant, so many things are there, Similarly, human beings have basically 7 layers of existence. 7 layers of existence. The first layer is body, which is very much visible. You can see the presence of a person. So it is a body. And then the breath. Without breath, there is no body. It is gone. So the second layer is breath. Third layer is mind. Then intellect, memory, and ego. So mind, intellect, memory, and ego are 4 faculties of mind. That is why it says, I have heard that. That is why it says, Brahma, Lord Brahma has 4 faces representing mind. And then the self, the changeless being, the 7th. In Malayalam, there is a song like Padiyarum Kavadan Avida Chillibol, Shivane Kanagum, Shiva Shambhu. So that is the 7th layer. So let us see how mind, intellect, memory, and ego works. When we consider something, when we recognize something, it is that mind faculty. For example, Arjun was saying that the sun has come after a long time. Okay. So the mind has recognized that there is sunshine outside. If it rains, the mind recognizes that there is rain outside. Then the intellect will analyze whether to go out or stay at home. In a rainy day, when you go out, you will analyze whether you need to take an umbrella or a raincoat. So that part is the intellect. And the memory is actually like a Google search engine result. The memory will bring all the past experiences of rain. When you had very tough time in the rain, your memory will tell you, see, it is rain once again. You have to be careful. Okay. When you had played football in the rain, then the glance of raindrops will make you joyful or excited. So the memory plays a key role in every person's life. If the memory is stocking traumatic experiences of the past, every time someone says something, that will trigger. If the memory is holding on to positive experiences in the past, every day will be a joyful experience. And then ego. Ego is taking ownership, doership. That is ego. Okay, so you are deciding based on your past experiences with rain, which is brought forward by the memory. Your intellect will analyze and take a decision, and ego will execute it. So all these can be resourceful and unresourceful. Body can be healthy or not healthy. Breath can be smooth, pacifying, or breath can be wavering, shivering. Mind can be considering good things in life. Mind can be seeing only bad thing in others. Intellect can analyze to take a good decision, or it can be vinashakale viparita buddhi. Memory can hold on to good things, or memory can hold on to bad things of the past. Ego can be all-encompassing. Everyone is mine. Or ego can be very limited, like my son, my daughter, my wife, my house, my car, my job. That is a shrinking ego. The expanded ego says Vasudeva Kudumbaka. The all planet is mine. I am responsible and I am taking care of everyone who comes near me. The moment a person talks to me, he gets some peace from me. He gets some solace from me. That is all-encompassing ego. A shrinking ego will say, I have no relation with that person, so why should I smile at him? An all-encompassing ego will say, he and me are breathing from the same air. We are living in the same single planet. So we are connected. That feeling of connection is all-encompassing ego. And when all these 6 layers are in harmony, with a healthy body, with a healthy mind, with proper breathing that rejuvenates your body cells, with clarity in the mind, purity in the heart, sincerity in action, your ego will embrace everyone around you. Will be very happy to be with everyone around you. And your presence will be so pleasing and energizing for everyone. It will be healing presence for others. Then you are in that state of the self, the changeless being. You are very much dear to Bhagavan. You are very much close to Bhagavan. So Bhagavad Gita addresses all these layers. And Subhashitam says, Yad bhavam tat bhavati. As we feel internally, so we become. So you need awareness about what can make you and what can break you. This is very much needed in life. That conscious living of what is actually working for me and what is actually working against me. That basic knowledge is needed in our life. Do you all agree with me? Yes? Now let us see, how does the world enter our system? As I said before, input, process, output. So the input is through Panchindriyas, representational systems. It's called VACOG, visual, auditory, kinesthetic, olfactory, and gustatory organs. We all know that. We see with eyes, we hear with ears, we touch with our skin. Kinesthetic, olfactory is fragrance. Gustatory is that digestive system, how you feel inside. So your internal representation of the external world is through this input. Now, we are all looking at a painting. Okay. Painting is the same, but perception will be different. Some people will be looking at the size of the painting. Some will be looking at the color of the painting. Some will be looking at the content of the painting. Some will be looking at the author's name. Some will be looking at it from a commercial point of view. So the perception will be different. For example, when we celebrate Onam and you ask, how was Onam? One person will say, Ona Sadhya was really good. Some person will be saying, Ona Particle was really great. Another person will be saying, Ona Pookalam was excellent. So that first thing that comes to your mind, you have registered that as a primary input. Okay. So this is how we are all actually processing the input. So there can be confusion also. What we see may not be the truth. What we hear may not be the truth. But unfortunately, we may be believing in fake news that can lead to sabotage decisions. So this can all either make you or break you. So study of Gita helps you to be in your Swadharma. And it helps to understand other people as well. There are so many ways you can understand your own nature and others' nature, even with the three gunas, Sattva guna, Rajo guna, and Tamo guna. But we are not connecting to those chapters now. We are focusing on neuro-linguistic aspects of Bhagavad Gita. So it helps you to be unique. Study of Gita will help you to be unique and not a photocopy, and to be in your element. When you are in your element, when you are unique, you are beautiful. You are that unique creation of Bhagavan. And that brings fulfillment to life. Okay. Now let us see some basic terms or practical knowledge about human psychology. Psychosomatic means how mindset can cause diseases. When you are angry, it is very likely to get a headache. When you are sad, it is very likely to get, BP problems, thyroid problems. Anger can raise your BP. Stress can make you diabetic. And placebo effect is how positive thinking can heal. Nocebo effect is how negative thinking can damage. I'll just tell you an example. Suppose you were traveling and you were very tired. You wanted to take rest at home. Then the doorbell rang. And when you open the door, you see your best friend, your all-time friend, standing with a big box of, gift. How do you feel then? All your fatigue will vanish. You'll be excited once again. So what is happening there? That is psychosomatic effect. And that is positive thinking is healing your body. Similarly, negative thinking can damage your brain hormones. It can produce unhappy hormones instead of happy hormones. And then that can lead to diseases. And another interesting thing is weightage of one negative experience over positive experiences, and how a single bad memory erases the effect of so many good memories. We have all experienced it in life, I think. Suppose we have a friend, we have traveled together, we have had party together, we helped each other, and in 99 times. And one time there was something unpleasant between the two friends. So this 1 out of 100 experiences will be stuck in your mind. Your memory will be stuck with that. And to get rid of that memory, truckloads of positive experiences are needed to erase it. Okay. Suppose you promised to attend a birthday party, you couldn't go. Then that friend gets furious. Then you will have to pacify again and again. A lot of traveling together or giving gifts, whatever, it happens in life. So that is how a single bad memory erases the effect of so many good memories. So these basic things we must understand. Now we are coming to the psychologist in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, again, dharma kshetre kurukshetre samavetayu yutsava mamaka pandava shaiva himakurvata sanjaya. Dhritarashtra is asking, the blind king seeks advice from an expert, Sanjaya, who has jnana drishti. This is very important. Dhritarashtra is not asking any X or Y. He is consulting with an expert who has jnana drishti. Sage Vedavyasar gave jnana drishti to Sanjaya. And he had also given some special gifts like Sanjaya. Even if Sanjaya goes to the battlefield, he will be safe. No weapon will attack him. No arrow will touch him. He will have Divya Drishti to see and hear everything happening in the battlefield so that he can give a precise account of the battle to the king, to Dhritarashtra. So such a person only can give an unbiased, precise knowledge about what is happening. So when you are in trouble, seek help. That too from the right person. This is very, very important. Usually what happens is in teenagers, children may feel that their friends are more powerful than their parents or other elders. That is very common among teenagers. My friend said, so the teachers and parents who have decades of experience are not valued like their peers who are just like them. They will listen to that. Okay. So when you are in trouble, make sure that you are seeking help from the right person, especially in psychotherapy. in dealing with your mental ailments. That is very important. Now, how do you help a person, or how do you help yourself? You have to take an unbiased stand. That is why in chapter 1, shloka 21-22, Bhagavan says, Arjuna uvacha senayorubayormadhye ratham sthapayamichyuta yavadetan niriksheham yotukamanavastitan kairmaya sahayothavyam asmin rana samudyame. So Arjuna is asking Krishna to bring his chariot to the middle of the Kurukshetra warfield. So here Bhagavan is simply following Arjuna's suggestion or request or instruction. Usually it says that Arjuna instructed Krishna to bring the chariot to the middle of the war front. So to help yourself or any other person, you have to take an unbiased stand. There you have a witness point to get the real perception of the situation. When you are stuck with the problem side, you cannot get solution. Einstein says, you cannot solve a problem with the mindset that created it. It's very interesting. So similarly, a teacher can help a student. The same teacher may not be very effective in helping her own child. Why? Because she is a mother more than a teacher there. Usually, a doctor cannot perform a surgery on his own child, because as a parent, you are part of the problem side. The solution side can be achieved only with a witness mind. If you are such a parent who are so strong, who can take an unbiased witness stand, then it is possible for you. So the solution is always achieved or derived with a witness consciousness. Okay. Now, shloka 28-31 and to the end of Arjuna Vishada Yoga. This is brilliant. I have no words to express how brilliantly it has come in Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So let us examine that. When Krishna brought Arjuna's Ratham to the middle of battlefield, Arjuna saw Bhishma Pitamaha, Dronacharya, all his dear elders. Actually, they brought him up. They gave all that is in his life. They educated him. He has that much obligation to his elders. Now, whatever he learned or acquired, whatever skills he learned from them, he has to use all those skills to oppose them, to kill them. What a challenging situation it is. Anyone with a heart may waver. Arjuna had all the physical, materialistic, all the bodily faculties working perfectly well. He was a great warrior. Until this moment, he was very confident also. That is why he asked Krishna to bring the chariot to the forefront. Right now, when he sees his elders, he gets shaken. So let us see the NLP aspect here. So Arjuna uvacha Drishtreamam swajanam Krishna yuyutsum samupastidam Sidandi mama gatrani mukham cha parishyushyati Vebaduscha sharire me Romaharshascha jayate Gandhivam samsade hastat Tvakshaiva paridahyate Naja shaknomyavastatum Brahmativa ja me manaha Nimittani ja pashyami Vivaritani kesava Naja shreyonu pashyami Hatva swajana mahave. So the NLP presupposition says mind and body are parts of the same system. So in mathematics, we say if A is equal to B, then B is equal to A. In discrete mathematics, we say if A implies B, then B implies A. So when you have a positive, happy mind, your body will be relaxed. When you are angry, your body will be stressed. It may be shrinking. You may be holding your fist very tightly. Okay, there will be so many sensations coming up in the body. When you're happy, when you're angry, when you're sad, every mental state has different body sensations, body postures. We can see that very easily from a cricket playground or football playground. When the game is over, the winners and the losers. We don't have to look at the scoreboard to see who are the winners, who are the losers. Their body structure will evidently show. Yes or no? So mental state reflects in body. So if A is equal to B and B, then B is equal to A. So that means if mind can influence body, then changing the body posture can immediately influence the mind as well. That is where yoga, physical exercises, gym, everything has a big role. That is when you feel lack of confidence, you can immediately change your body structure, body posture. You can stand tall. You can hold your head high. You can look at the sky. You can look at the ceiling. Immediately, your mind will be elevated. And here, observe your body postures and your self-talk. What is Arjuna telling here? It is psychosomatic symptoms, nocebo effect. Arjuna is saying, when I see my people, I'm trembling. All my organs are trembling. My mouth is getting dry. My whole body is trembling. Okay, he could stop there. What is happening next? Gandiva is slipping from my hands. And likewise, he keeps talking, blah, 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 blah. Then after the body sensations are going on like this, he falls into wild imaginations. What are the wild imaginations? He will defend his mental state and he will say that if we do this battle, so many men will die and so many women will become widows and kulakshayam, all those things. And finally, he is saying, if Kauravas kill me, it will be better for me. He could at least say, if Kauravas kill me, it is good for them. But he is so bewildered, he is so confused that he is saying, if Kauravas kill me, it is good for me. That is a maximum depressive state. And he sat down. He kept his Gandiva aside and he sat down. It is like when there is a small wearing or tearing of a thread in a cloth, we have to stitch it. Otherwise, the whole cloth will get worn away. When we have a small wound in our leg or in a finger, we will address that. We will check whether it is healing. If it is not healing, we will get more medical advice. But when mental state is concerned, we are not giving that much care. When you see children, they were playing outside, they were mingling with people, they were attending programs, they were singing, dancing, and one day they started to confine themselves in the room, in dark room, not going out, not speaking to people. So immediately you have to take care. You have to take medical advice. You cannot keep it going on like that, because then depression will increase. And it is very difficult to get out of depression all on yourself. You need expert advice. But initially, you can observe when there is a small mood of, we say, I had a mood of, immediately engage your mind in positive activities. Take care of your brain health. Your brain needs both left brain, right brain, both needs care. You have to do maths problems even if you don't like maths. That is really good for brain. You have to engage in some kind of art forms like singing or dancing is very good for psychosomatic well-being. You have to engage in multiple things so that your brain neurons are engaged. Neuroplasticity says when you are not using your brain neurons, they commit suicide. If you do not use it, you will lose it. So your brain neurons need new things, new learnings. Okay, so this is very important. NLP presupposition, mind and body are parts of the same system. When you feel mood off, when you feel dull or down, change your body posture. So we can see that in chapter 2. The first thing that Bhagavan tells Arjuna is what? Get up, Arjuna. Yes or no? I'll just stand it. Klaibyam masmagama partha naitatyuvapadyate Shudram hridaya daurbalyam tyaktotishta parantapa. The first thing that Bhagavan tells Arjuna is, how could you get this stupidity? And then get up, Arjuna. Immediately changing Arjuna's body posture. That is a beauty, that is a brilliance of Bhagavad Gita. The first thing that he tells. See, some teachers may find some students very rebellious. As a teacher, I have seen many types of students. So when a rebellious student just walks into your room, he may stand in one particular body posture and he may be angry. A teacher can very lovingly ask the student to sit down. The moment the boy or girl sits down, it will be a different mental state. You can try all this. You can try this and observe the change. So change the body posture. Without changing the body posture, you cannot change the mental state. And when your mental state changes, your body posture will immediately change. You would have noticed that when you see a movie, when the climax comes, how do you sit? When you were listening to a romantic song, you may be really relaxed. When the climax comes, you'll be sitting like this. leaning forward. When you sit for an interview, when you face the interview board, you will not sit like as if you are watching a movie. You will not sit very lean towards them. You will adopt a well-balanced body posture. If you got training in that, if you are unaware of all these things, then it's a different story. Okay, so we can talk for hours on this topic. Let me go to the next slide. So, what is happening here? I told you one negative thing. It takes such a long time to get healed. So, chapter 11, first sloka, Shirobhadarshana Yoga. Arjuna Uvacha Madanugrahaya Paramam Guhyamathyatma Samhidam Yetva Yoktam Vajastena Mohoyam Vigado Mama. So with Krishna's compassionate instructions, Arjuna says his delusions are dispelled now. Placebo effect, because from chapter 2 onwards, Bhagavan is, outpouring, blessings as advices, as suggestions to Arjuna. And it took 9 chapters of Gita to regain confidence in Arjuna. It is very interesting to see that just a glimpse of the elders caused this much agony in Arjuna. I feel Arjuna was more visual dominated person. As I told you, we take input through eyes, ears, etc., etc. So Arjuna would have been very much visual dominated person. That is why one single glance of the elders caused this much misery in him. And 9 chapters of Gita, auditory, he needed to regain confidence. So that is a placebo effect. Continuous positive suggestions brought this much mental state shift in Arjuna. Very interesting. And then NLP and Gita correlation. My goodness. We know the ways to get subjective experience of Bhagavan within your inner being are described in Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. That is the beauty of Sanatana Dharma. You can experience Bhagavan within. You can dissolve into Bhagavan within. The whole external world is a reflection of Bhagavan. കാണുന്നതൊക്കെയും നാരായണ പ്രതിമ, കേൾക്കുന്നതൊക്കെയും നാരായണ സ്തുതി. Hari ke hazare bhati. So how to reach that level? Shravanam, that is listening to the stories of Bhagavan. Kirtanam, praising his glory. Mananam, introspection on what you learned. Pratyaharam, dharana, samipyam, sarupyam, sayuchyam. Pratyaharam can relate to reframing in NLP. That is replacing unresourceful with the resourceful. Pratyaharam, reframing. So you can say, when you ask a child, how was the exam was really bad, you can say. That is giving a negative signal to the brain. Now, the same thing can be said, I did reasonably well, and I'm waiting for the results. Okay. And then dharana is similar to anchoring in NLP, where you are stuck or established. Samipyam, sarupyam, sayujing can be connected with modeling. A great example of conscious and unconscious modeling is Uddhava. Uddhava was very much with Krishna all through his life, wearing the dresses that he used to wear, Bhagavan used to wear, like that. That is conscious model. And then Uddhava resembled like Krishna. These are all very deep subjects. I think we have, how much time we have more?
We have about 5 minutes more.
5 minutes. My goodness, I'm going to rush. Okay. So, circle of influence, satsang, Krishna to Arjuna. Krishna was riding his chariot. He was such a motivator. How about Shalya to Karna? Karna was constantly pestered by Shalya, demotivating. So we have to check about our friends, the people who are around us. Are they motivating us? Are they satsang to us? Or are they like Shalya? Then creative visualization for achieving what you wish through mental imagery techniques. 11th chapter, 33 shloka. It has already achieved. Krishna tells Arjuna, whatever you are going to accomplish, it's already done. Finished. Nimitta matram, you work. Just like an instrument, you work. It's already accomplished. Then patterns in NLP. When something happens for the first time, it's an incidence. When it happens for the second time, it's a coincidence. When it happens for the third time, it becomes a pattern. So we have patterns in our life. Some people, we call them as go-getters. Wherever they go, they will be winners. Some people, we say, whenever we see them, they are talking about some kind of disease, either pain in the knees, pain in the head, it's a constant pattern. You can see patterns in everyone's life. Okay. So we chant Om or Shanti Mantra 3 times. Namakaranam ritual. We do that 3 times. Okay. Interesting. In Gita, Bhagavan repeatedly tells Arjuna about his good qualities and how dear he is. That is subconscious reprogramming. Arjuna was calling himself as such a hopeless fellow. And Krishna tells, you can use your left arm, left hand to send an arrow. Savya Sajin, you're so dear to me. That is why I'm giving this much knowledge to you. This most precious knowledge I'm giving to you just because you are so dear to me. What beautiful subconscious reprogramming. So see what is working for you. Which pattern is it good for you? Do you need to break it or to enhance the quality of your life? Break bad patterns and erase past trauma. See what is working for you. Arjuna, look at the 3 methods I have given to you. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. What is more easy for you? You go through the easiest route. You will reach me. Okay. And then this is another beautiful thing. Anchoring in NLP. It is a tool to see where you are, your mind is stuck. Okay. So when you have seen the first slide where I have shown Purnatrayeshan, Devi, Guruvayoor, and Padmanabha Swami, because it gives that anchoring effect to me where I have conducted the discourses. It boosts my confidence. So my anchoring, I have applied there. Bhagavad Gita, first chapter, 20th shloka, Kapitwaja, it says. Kapitwaja. I heard one person says that because of the Kapi, monkey nature, Arjuna got wavered. I felt it is not correct. Because it's Hanumanji, not an ordinary monkey. Hanumanji says, I am enough. He went alone to Lanka, burnt it. He represents that I am enough attitude. And the enemies are seeing Hanumanji, and it shows that the past performance, the past battle performance. But Arjuna is standing beneath that. He cannot see that. So that anchoring is used as, against the enemies here. Okay. So it's all deep subjects. Now, metaphors. How you see yourself, your job. When you ask a person, how's your job? Oh, it's like a bed of roses. And another may say, oh, it's like a thorn-studded road. It shows the subconscious image that describes your connection with your job. Changing the mental image in the subconscious mind can change your perception, and that can help you achieve success. So Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, 38th sloka. You can refer. So I would connect an umbrella here. An umbrella helps you in rain or in such a rain or sun's heat. Okay. So you need an umbrella to protect you. When you are in trouble, you have to use knowledge. Usually what happens is when you are in trouble, you don't feel like reading Bhagavad Gita or scriptures. Bhagavad Gita prescribes pranayama, meditation, yoga, sattvic food, proper rest and sleep, middle path for everything in life. Attend properly to your 6 layers of existence, which are bound to change anytime. Focus on the 7th layer, that is a changeless. My Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankarji, I offer this most precious knowledge session at the lotus feet of my Gurudev and all the masters who helped me reach so far. Thanks to my students and participants of the past years. Pranams to Guru Parampara and all the teachers who imparted knowledge to me in this journey. And to my Bhagavan Krishna, who can dance in any situation, who can smile, who can keep calm in his chaos. I hope I have concluded in time. Any questions you may please ask. I hope this was beneficial for you.
100%. Thank you so much, Jayasree ji, for this insightful session. And to our participants, if you have, I know we are at 9 o'clock, but if you have any questions, you can drop it in the chat and I'll ask that to the speaker. And I think Jayasree ji, like, while we wait for the questions, maybe one of the things that I might have to ask is, you mentioned about the 3 steps. So incidents, coincidence, and then it becomes a pattern. And then you also touched on, always having the neurons in the brain busy and always being occupied in activities. Now, when you look at someone who's going through depression or something like that, even to take that first step or to do one of those activities might really look hard for them. So would you recommend that at that stage, you are the person who's creating that incidence to just go and do that first step? Is that your recommendation?
See, a depressed person will not go on their own. You have to help them. They may not even feel like seeking help. Okay, you can see that Bhagavan Rama, Lord Rama went to Ahalya, who was a rock. So that is a representation of ignorance, or you can even say depression. So the enlightened master goes to the masses, all masters, all gurus, they travel and go to places and enlighten people to create that spark. Why do so many people conduct satsang, all these programs? It's all for the benefit of needy people. Yes? So a depressed person needs medical advice. NLP sessions are really good, but he has to seek help. For that, a dear friend can help. That is why it says, see what is working for you. Who is that very connected person to that child? Mother, father, or friend, and that person has to approach and then bring them out of the house. But starting at the very beginning of depression, if you know all these things, then you know what is happening. Then you get the alarm.
Yep. And even you just talking about just changing the posture of the
Yes,
body. And
yes.
yeah, I think those are insights that I personally didn't know. And thank you so much for sharing these little tips as well.
Yeah, actually, I have done, I have helped so many students with these tips. The moment they change their body posture, their mindset changes. You can actually experiment it.
Mhm.
When you feel a bit dull, you just stretch out and look at the sky or look at the ceiling. Some bending, some see when we go to a temple, we have a ritual of looking on top of the Kodimaram and then touching the ground as okay. So we are glancing that sky and ground. After winning a game, you would have seen so many players doing the same thing. They look at the sky and they touch the ground. Have you noticed that?
Mhm. Yes.
It comes unconsciously. That is a winner's attitude. We can connect with the real life examples. It takes such a long time, you know, to go deeper. But I thought only this much is sufficient to bring some change in the listeners.
Yeah. And
You can,
just going through the chat, everyone is thanking you for a wonderful session. We have comments like mind reframing, how you explained is really beautiful. So I'm 100% sure that everyone has taken value out of this session. So thank you again. Thanks again.
yeah.
And to the participants, tonight's session is the last lecture of the series for this year. You will be able to find the recordings of all our talks on the GTOB website, www.guruvayoor.ca, and audio versions under GTOB podcasts on Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. I want to thank Jayasree ji once again, our participants, and all the other speakers who contributed and passed on such valuable information for this lecture series. And above all, Guru Ayyappan for showering his blessings and making all of this possible. Jayasree ji, would you like to conclude with a Shanti mantra?
Yes, definitely. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Vasudevaya. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha, Tasmai Shri Shri Guruve Namaha, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you again. Shubhratri.